Wherever you are in the world listening to me, welcome. My name is Craig Pera. I am the founder of the Mindful Habits System, and this is Sex Afflictions and Porn Addictions, a podcast to help you create healthy sexuality and a great life. I've been doing live streams lately, and this is a live stream. So if you want to join me, if you want to ask me questions, if you want to listen live, well, then you can follow me on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and LinkedIn. You'll then get notifications of when I go live. And I apologize, my schedule is such. Let me say it this way: I am not prioritizing scheduling these lives. So when I have some free time, boom, I want to jump on. So what we're going to talk about today is 3-2-1 Atomic Habits Weekly Newsletter. It's called 3-2-1 Thursday. If you have not subscribed to James Clears's from jamesclear.com, jamesclear.com, he has a newsletter. It is an award-winning newsletter. It is really awesome. And so what I like to do is to pull that newsletter up. If you're watching me now, you can see it on the screen. I want to share with you what he said and give you some thoughts and ideas and concepts to help you grow. And speaking of growing, if you need a structured help, you can visit the website, themindfulhabit.com. Use the coupon code podcast for 35% off of the core training program. All right. So what he does, he's got 3 ideas, 2 quotes, and 1 question. I love it. Such a great way to get you thinking about things. I love these little micro lessons. So let's dive in and let me share some of these micro lessons with you. The first one is like so important to me. It is literally a rule, a framework, a goal that I continue to strive for around my entire life. So let me read it and then we'll talk about it. So here it goes. In school, you are graded on every test, even if it's your weakest subject. In life, you can choose the test you take, even if they always play to your strengths. Maintain a baseline so your weak areas don't hold you back, but design your life so you are graded on your strengths. I want to read that last section again with the necessary and appropriate dramatic pauses. Design your life so you are graded on your strengths. So I have what I compassionately call myself a touch of the crazy. I don't mean that in a negative way. I hope it's not received that way, but I've been in my life been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, ADD, bipolar, and I'm pretty sure that's it. And throughout my life, I have had to varying degrees severe mental health and addiction problems. One of those problems, my sex addiction and porn addiction and drug addiction, brought me to my knees. I was fired from 2 jobs and almost lost my family and was hospitalized. At a low point, I snorted a big pile of bath salts, the synthetic chemical, to hoping my heart would explode. I just wanted to die. I was beyond miserable. I was working at the insurance company that I came out here to work at, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster on so many different levels. Now, let me own 100% of it. And when I took the job, the person who would become my number two, wonderful person, Rob, in, and she said to me, listen, I'm going to be working for you. Trust is very important to me, and I hope it's very important to you. I need you to know that the last director, before you quit, 6 months away from his stock options vesting, tens of thousands of dollars, he left sick and miserable. And I said, I got this. Thank you for that advice. I appreciate that very, very, very much. I was unemployed at the time. I had already gotten fired from my previous job for lying. And I took it. And it was like so exciting. I was moving cross country. They were paying for me to move cross country, putting me up the whole bit, right? I'm taking over the sale of my house. An executive package that I had never been party to. Really excited. I felt very, very significant. Looking back, if you made a chart, like if you took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which I recommend you do if you're looking to find a new job and or a new career, you take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and on the top left, it's things that you're great at. And on the bottom left, it's things you love. Top right, things you suck at. Bottom right, things you hate. That's the template that ultimately brought me to coaching, interestingly enough. But if I filled that out for the job that I was, going into, the job that I melted down at, it was so much of things I hate to do and things I suck at. I was not playing to my strengths, and it literally, the stress, the pressure, the anxiety, the acting out almost killed me. Literally almost killed me. And I've learned a lot from that rock bottom place. Hello, Iron Marley. Welcome. So glad you are here. I learned so much. One of them was I am forever, from this day forward, always going to play to my strengths. I couldn't ignore the reality that my choices and the pressures that came with moving up the executive ladder and my insatiable drive for more. And listen, I'm not knocking that. Like I want you to be hungry. I think being hungry and having purpose makes life a heck of a lot easier. But the point I'm trying to make is that my life right now, my mental health problems, my physical health problems, I play to my strengths. And there's an area where I didn't, and I suffered for it. So I want to share that with you too. Give you the full picture. My job is I'm in my purpose. I get to talk every day to incredible, beautiful, awesome, 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 awesome men, and help them and do what I do best. And that, being able to take them deeper, to do that quicker, to leverage, my experience to help them understand theirs better, the parts work, like that is my gift. Those are my gifts. That is my strength. So I am in my purpose, doing something I love, and sometimes life feels like it's punching me in the face. So I'm looking back at some of the challenges that I've had in like the perfect career for me. And note those challenges and just have so much empathy for you brothers who are listening to this on the way to work to grind 12 hours. Let me tell you, for some of you, nothing is going to change unless that system changes. So much of the book Atomic Habits, which I highly recommend, is focused on system change. I am obsessed with system change. I love having brought my corporate experience, infrastructure, process. Oh God, it's the most boring word in the world, but I absolutely love it. The most boring phrase, policies and procedures. Two words that I loathed: structure and discipline. Structure and discipline is freedom, brother and sister. So I'm noting the challenges, and this is how I designed my life. Here's what I say to myself. Let's go back to that old job. Should I have been able to handle the stress? Absolutely. Should I, right? Should I? Are there other people, like 9 out of 10, that would? And certainly, responsibly resign after talking it over with your spouse, instead of sabotaging, having, the fear. This was a sabotage. This was a hit job, right? I wanted to get fired. And so it wasn't playing to my strengths at all. And now I am obsessive. I design and continue to design my life so I am graded on my strengths. I'm reading the quote from James Clear's email, Atomic Habits, but I want to say it. I want to see if you can say it. If you can't say it, what actions can you take to move towards that reality? I have designed and continue to design my life so I am graded on my strengths. Okay, I want you to think about that. Right? Are you playing to your strengths? Here's where I have failed. I have a gym in the garage. I have nice equipment. The TRX stuff too, and some weights, a dumbbell, a rack thingy, and bought it during COVID. And I don't use it nearly as much as I should. What I've said to, guys, I've preached this, so I'm glad to note that this is where I'm failing, is my yoga, right? I go to yoga class. And listen to the person say essentially the same thing that I can get on a YouTube video. And the structured flow class. First it's this, then it's that. Now, of course, there are variations, but that exists. That reality exists. Yet I don't. When I do it at home, when I do practice yoga at home, it is not nearly as intense as when I go to the class, because that accountability drives me, because significance is so important to me. I want to be seen as doing it well, even though nobody's looking at me. Feeling the energy of the class, being quote unquote forced to go, like I'm there, right? May as well make the most out of it. The hearing the voice of the instructor pushing me, I always perform better. And because of COVID, I stopped. There was an opportunity to go back. I didn't do it. Although I continued to stretch. Me not going to yoga class resulted, I believe, or contributed to me rupturing my brachial plexus and losing about 20% of muscle and mass in my right hand. And now in my right arm. I hurt myself stretching. I just speculate that wouldn't have happened if I was going to yoga class. I wasn't playing to my strengths. I wasn't playing to my strengths. So think about, are you playing to your strengths? And the reverse question, where are you like at your weakest? What aspect of your life are you at your weakest? Think professionally, think personally, think categories, think systems. Think systems. Life is so goddamn hard. You will suffer, you will experience pain, you will flow and feel great, and you will ebb, and you will be down, and you'll feel depressed, and you will fail, and you'll let someone down, and you'll have a medical scare. That's true. That absolutely will happen. So, are you playing to your strengths? Quote number two, almost, well, here we go. One roadblock. Number two, one roadblock. Failure equals opportunity, brother. One roadblock. One roadblock almost never ruins you. There might not be 1,000 ways to accomplish something, but there is almost always more than one way. Know what you want, be flexible about how to get there. Know what you want and be flexible about how to get there. All right. So, number three, the gift of a beginner is fresh eyes. The longer you're in a field, the harder it is to perceive new truths. Your mind is biased towards refining what you're already doing instead of exploring fresh terrain. Take your experience and apply it to something new. I'm literally going through this right now. I have just completed the first long weekend of internal family systems training, surrounded by people so much smarter than I am, and so aware and so grounded, connected, awesomely talented. I am so excited to be taking my experience and applying it to something new, this new concept. In fact, I'm preparing a guided meditation for the mindfulness training portion of the group coaching program. Every Wednesday, we do a mindfulness training, and we record it and send it around for the people who can't make it. Tonight, we've got a parts meditation. So anyway, this isn't a commercial, but I'll make it one. We do that every Wednesday. All right, quotes from others. Holocaust survivor and teacher Helen Fagan on the power of hope. There are times when dreams sustain us more than facts. I know that to be true. That is my reality. I see it every day. In the power of purpose. Is it everything? No. Is it a lot? Yes. Have they connected that sense of purpose to mortality? Yes. People who have it live longer. It is a common attribute of the men and women who live in the blue zones, the zones that have the highest percentage of centurions, people who live to over 100. Purpose, 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 purpose. All right, John Gall, a physician and author, on the importance of enhancing what already works rather than starting from scratch. A great quote on systems, so I hope you like it. A complex system that works is invariably found to have evolved from a simple system that worked. The inverse proposition also appears to be true. A complex system designed from scratch never works and cannot be made to work. You have to start over, beginning with a working, simple system. Yeah, this is great. Love that quote. Here's a question. What decision can you make today that will save you from making 10 more decisions in the future? Make the choice that eliminates other choices. What's the one decision you can make today that will save you from making 10 more decisions in the future? Make the choice that eliminates other choices. For me, that means my physical and occupational therapy for my hand and my arm. I am 50 years old. This is going to progressively get worse. until I counterbalance. So one of the most important things I can do right now is pick up this thing and squeeze it. What choice can you make today that saves you from making 10 more decisions in the future? Thank you so much for joining me. Please visit jamesclear.com. You can sign up for his great newsletter, or you can listen to me summarize the ones that intrigue me. The most important takeaway for me and reminder for me is playing to my strengths. Can you design your life so you are graded on your strengths? Thank you so much for listening. Embrace your power of choice and feed the right wolf inside you. Make it great, brothers and sisters. Bye-bye.